Hi, welcome to Fratello InnoTech, your ultimate destination for learning latest technologies.
Hello everyone. So welcome to today's session. Now let's understand the restrictions of API usage and why they are important in real world applications. So to use API efficiently, it is important to understand the rules and restrictions that govern their usage. So here API usage restrictions are the rules and that control how client access and use an API. So these restrictions improve security and prevent misuse and ensure fair usage and protect server resources. So here we have three rate limits and rate throttling and authentication and authorization. So coming to the rate limits here. So see that let's understand these API restrictions dashboards in simple way. So rate limits define the maximum number of API requests that a client can make within a specific time period, such as per second and minute or hour. So it prevents server overload. It ensures fair usage for all users. So it returns HTTP 429 too many requests when the limit is exceed and usually defined as request per minute or hour. Often varies based on subscription plans. So here look at the image here. This image shows a dashboard used to monitor API usage. So in the top section, look at that. It shows the rejected request 4,211. So around 21% requests are blocked here. So this means many requests are stopped due to the limits. So in the graph session, so look at the graph session, it shows that API usage by dates. So blue color allowed request and purple normal usage and red blocked request. It helps us to see when usage is high. So right side you have user information and so some users are blocked 104 and some are near limit 842 consumers and others are safe 1204 and this shows how users are using the API. Bottom sessions, these are the rules. So there are some rules like limited request per second and this prevents misuse of APIs. So and rate limit of information. So here it shows that fast API response and limit remaining. So it helps us to control the performance. So these dashboards helps to control API usage and avoid overload and keep the system safe and efficient. So and one more is rate throttling. So here rate throttling is the process of slowing down or temporarily restricting API request when too many requests are sent. So here look at the picture here, rate limiting and throttling here. So this part shows rate limiting, left side, user sends multiple API requests. Rate limiter checks how many requests are sent in a given time. This is a limit like request per minutes. So if the user stays within the limit, requests are allowed. So if the limits exceed, requests are denied in this. So these rate limiting controls how many requests a user can send in the fixed time. So and one more is right side we have throttling. This part shows throttling. A user send many API requests here. So API requests go through an API gateway. A throttler controls a processing speed. So some requests are proceed immediately. Extra requests are queued or delayed instead of rejected. So here, so throttling controls how fast the server process the request. So in this is all about throttling. So and one more is last one, authentication and authorization. So authentication means it verifies who the user or application is. So authorization determines what the authenticated user is allowed to access. So here look at the picture. Let's understand the difference between authentication and authorization. So on the left side you have authentication. So we have which which answers the question who are you, like that. So it is the process of verifying a user identity. So this can be done using the methods like passwords and biometrics and sessions and JW tokens or multi-factor authentication. So in simple words, authentication checks if the user is genuine. On the right side, look at the right side. So we have authorization. So which answers the question, what can you do? So after verifying the user, a system decides what actions user allowed to perform. So for example, permissions like read, write or delete the access. These technologies like open authorization and so API keys and RBAC and so OIDC are used here. See that. So authentication comes first to identify the user and authorization comes next to give access rights. So together they ensure secure and controlled access to the applications and APIs. So this is all about restrictions of API usage. So thank you.
Thank you for watching the video. Please like the video and subscribe the channel for live updates. Please visit www.fratelloinitech.com for more courses.